fill this void by having short-term relationships. Okay. We go through life trying to figure out how to fill this void of longing for the other piece of you that we are missing. The love we desire, but we fill this void by having short-term relationships, ignoring red flags, and not acknowledging our worth. Hey guys. So it's me, y'all. I be feeling like a robot reading off this paper, but I'm telling y'all, I can't help it. My memory is too bad for me not to have a paper. But I also want to come and say that I know I said that it was going to be a part 2 to my last episode featuring my friend, but how things played out, it was not trying to upload, and so I took it as a sign, as we kind of got the kiki in on that episode, and we was playing too much, and I think that God was just like, the message that I needed y'all to get out. So we just gonna leave that alone, and we gonna do a spin-off episode because maybe it was something in there that we shouldn't have said or something. But nevertheless, there won't be a part 2, and I'm sorry, but we will give y'all a spin-off. So back to this episode. This episode is going to be about dating with a healthy foundation. So I feel like we all want to be loved. We all have that longing for our other piece, and we all have somebody for everybody. And everybody think that what they really want is money, and when they have money, they'll be fulfilled and all this stuff. But it's not. It's love. Once you have love, that's greater than all things, because money have no real value. So the first thing that I want to talk about is settling for people, red flags, because we feel like that's what we deserve. When we all want love and a companion so bad that sometimes we just settle. We know we deserve better, but we settle regardless of our worth. So we know our worth, but we don't acknowledge our worth. It's a difference. You can know your worth all day long, but to acknowledge it is what I struggle with, and I'm pretty sure other people struggle with too. So we just be wanting to fill that void for a second, if just for a second. Then we get in these relationships, we see the red flags, but we still get into the relationships just feeling like, man, I just want somebody to love me. This person, they maybe they'll change when we become in a relationship and all these things. And it's like, if y'all have a conversation, that's why the conversations before you start dating somebody is so important, because those are things that you should try to see if somebody is willing to work on their flaws, because we all have flaws and nobody is perfect. But when you get in a relationship, you want it to be with somebody that you're willing to go through these hardships with, because none of us is perfect. We all have flaws, we all have our shortcomings, but to acknowledge them and to want to be better is what I would say we should look for. And when we're because then technically it wouldn't be settling, because I don't even want to say settling, but when we're pursuing somebody and pursuing a relationship, to know that somebody is willing to grow. Like, you can see the red flag when y'all first start, but you don't have to settle in it because they settled in it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we see our red flags sometimes. We know we have red flags for ourselves, and instead of trying to change them and grow, we settle in them. So you don't have to settle for somebody else's red flag, especially if they don't want to grow, So that's something that we struggle with. Let me not even start, okay, yo. I'm sorry. And then We want to ask the right questions. So, when you start dating and stuff, you ask cute little fun questions like, oh, like, what's your favorite color? What you like to do for fun? And, we got to start asking the right questions. The right questions are the tough questions. We need to start asking questions like, mentally, where are you? I'm sorry, y'all. We need to start asking questions like, mentally, how stable are you? Are you ready for a relationship? What are your flaws? What do you lack? What do you gain? What do you think you can bring to the relationship? What things are you healing from? Do you know your traumas? Are you aware of your traumas? These are my traumas. Are you mentally prepared to help me through them? Is this something that you don't care to, be around, or is this something that you think that you can cope with? Can you help me cope? We just have to start asking the right questions. A next thing I will say that's really is important is understanding where you are mentally and acknowledging your flaws. Also understanding that it's okay not to be 100% healed, because when we get in a relationship, or when we start back dating, just say you just had like not the best luck. Y'all gotta excuse my pinky. I do that a lot. Sorry. My pinky always go up, but okay, I'm sorry. Understand that when we want to start back dating, we think that we have to be 100% healed, because we don't want to bleed on the person that didn't cut us. We don't want to bleed on them. So we think that we have to be 100% healed, and you don't have to be 100% healed, because you will never be 100% healed. But what you can be and what you should be is aware of your traumas, or be aware of your triggers, and just know what you need to heal from. And then sometimes you don't even know what you need to heal for until something that triggers you happen. And then the memory will come back, because something that we also do is we put up a blockage to where we don't, we put up a blockage to where we forget, which is, it's in my way, I feel like that's what's wrong with my memory. Like I've put up a blockage in so many things to protect myself that my memory now is not good. Like, it's not good at all. But what we do is we put up these blockages to protect ourselves, to make it feel like we're protecting ourselves, and sometimes it's not the best thing to do. So but we do it because it's our defense mechanism, because that's what we know. But I will say, as long as you can acknowledge that, then you're good. Like, you're good to go. You're good to find somebody that's willing to tackle this thing called life with you, because it's not easy. And we all need somebody to understand us. It's a good thing to have somebody to understand you. Making sure y'all both is equally yoked. And what I mean by that is y'all both can bounce off of each other. Now, we were designed for a man to lead and for a woman to submit. But sometimes we get that confused with that meaning. So we think that a man that leads is a man that got to do everything. Like, got to do everything. He got to do all the man duties, and a woman's supposed to do all the woman duties. No, that's not what it means. What it means is to have a man that can take control when the time to, and for his woman to submit. Now, as a woman, our job is to, now the man is the face of the family, but the woman, we really hold all the control, because a man that is not uplifted and well taken care of at home is a man that's doomed for destruction. And so, as a woman, it's our job to submit to the man and to basically just please his needs in a way to know that he is worthy, whatever that may look like. And so that means don't get a man that can't lead, because if you get a man that can't lead, y'all just it's to each his own. But if you see a man that can't lead, the relationship will go nowhere, because he still have unhealed trauma and unhealed wounds. And I be feeling so bad for men, because it's harder for them too. When you want to date a man, you have to understand that they are human. Sometimes we start dating these men and we think they're Superman, literally. Like they ain't got no feelings. Like they supposed to do all this for us and to us, and we don't reciprocate the same energy. And so just being equally yoked, always reciprocate the same energy, regardless of how that may look. Your energy that you reciprocate to him may look different in a way, but as long as you are reciprocating the energy, and let him know that he's worthy and stuff along those lines. And then I would say my next bullet point here is karmic cycles and breaking them. So when you attract what you are, and if you're in a place where you can't figure out why the same people keep why you keep getting the same type of people trying to talk to you and all this stuff, and you just can't figure out, like, why are these the type of man that's getting sent to me? What is going on? It is because we attract what we put out. So if you're not if you're not living up to your best potential, then you're going to get man that's not at their best potential, and then you go for the same man every single time. At some point you have to break the cycle. You have to break the karmic cycle, and to do that is just basically living in your worth. And let me tell y'all, to live in your worth is very hard, because okay, what I'm about to tell y'all is something I was dreading saying, but I know that I live my life by example. I won't tell y'all nothing if I don't have a right to say it. So me, I have a karmic cycle of men that just come in my life. Now me, I could be a player. I can change my man like I change my clothes. I had one boyfriend. We was together for a long time, and we was together for 7 years. Now I'm 24. Now in them years from 16 to 24, we was together 7 years on and off. So when I was single, I was single, and I was getting men that I felt like I always knew my worth. But did I acknowledge it? Absolutely not. And so that's not funny. But I would just see men. I would know that they're not. It's going absolutely nowhere. But I would want to fill that void of just somebody wanting you, even if it's just for a second. So I would sleep with man, and I would if they didn't want to stay around, I didn't really care. And when I was in college, shoot, if I wanted to stay around, it's not funny. I can laugh about it because I've been through it already. And I'm not encouraging this in no way, form, shape, or form. You're gonna see how it caught up with me and bit me right in the booty. But so I was changing my man and stuff like that. And then I started my spiritual journey about a year and a half ago, and God showed me this man who in my heart I feel like is supposed to be the man that I'm supposed to be with. And he was just like, you have to stop. You have to stop going back to these men. You have to trust me. And I'm like, okay, like, I trust you, God. And so I'm like, okay, I'll go a couple months. I won't talk to nobody, and then I'll get lonely, and I'll get real lonely, and then I'll sleep with somebody, and then I'll say sorry, God, and this and that. And now, remind you, one thing about God is He know the way, but He's going to let you. You have free will, so you can do whatever you want. So He would tell me to stop doing the stuff, and I'll stop for a little while. And then somebody from the past will come. And then I'll get bored and I'll be lonely. And when I get bored, I do bored stuff. So I would, sleep with them and then see if one going nowhere. So I'm like, okay, all right, okay. So after some time of going through that process and that cycle, God was getting louder and louder. Stop. Shemaya, stop. And so I'm like, okay, now, this one gentleman in particular, he came, and now y'all, my dog don't bark, but we was about to do it, and my dog would not stop barking. She barked the whole time. So after he left, I cut him off. I'm like, I know that this is absolutely going nowhere, absolutely not going nowhere. So I cut the man off, and couple of months later, he reached back out to me, and I was like, okay, I'm bored and whatever. So we went out, and I actually he wasn't a bad guy, actually, and I kind of liked him. So I was like, okay, let's see if he changed, because he was acting different, like he act like he changed. And so I'm like, okay. So we go out, and we come back, and we do it, and now this time we didn't use protection or anything. So I'm like, because at this point, like, I was comfortable with him, and I end up getting something that I can't get rid of. I was diagnosed with HSV1. If y'all don't know what that is, that's herpes, the herpes virus 1, and it really set me down. It really set me down. Now, if ain't nothing else set me down, this one really set me down, because I'm like, I can't go to the hospital. I can't go to the doctors and be a hot tamale. Like, you can't. No, I'm a hot tamale already. Now they ain't finna be there. Now when you go get tested, they already make you feel like you're less than, and stuff like that, because God tried to warn me multiple times. He gave me stuff I can get rid of, like 2 times. He gave me something I can get rid of. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be more careful. Thought I was being more careful, but I wasn't listening. A smart mouth can make for a soft, okay, ass. All right, say it with me. Thank you. So yeah. But I'm saying all that to say that when you have to acknowledge your worth, because if you don't acknowledge your worth, you're gonna get it. It's not gonna be a good outcome. Like, we go against what God say all the time because we want to be stubborn, and He's gonna give you free will, and you're gonna try to figure it out on your own, and He's just gonna sit back and watch you. But He'll never leave you or forsake you, because one thing about it is, when I got it, I thought that it was I didn't think it was the end of the world. I was waiting for me to think that it was the end of the world. I was waiting for me to have a mental breakdown. I was waiting for me to lose my mind. But I was the strongest I ever been in my life. Like, I was like, whoa. People ask me like how I'm doing, because now y'all, mind y'all, I was in so much pain I had to be on bed rest for a minute. But people asked me how I was doing, and I would just say I don't know. Like, I have absolutely no idea. I feel like $1,000,000. I feel so strong, but I don't know where the strength is coming from. It's not my strength. It's not mine. It's not mine, and I thank God, because One thing about it is I don't need no pity parties. I don't need nobody feeling sorry for me, because at the end of the day, God has the final say, regardless of what the doctors say, regardless of, this is just for a season. This is something that God has to put me through so I can listen. When God chooses you and he needs you to listen, if you don't listen, then he's going to make you listen. Sometimes he have to unleash his wrath to get you to understand what's really going on, for you to take a step back. But he will never hurt you. I heard the song Gracefully Broken. He won't hurt you to kill you or nothing. Like, he will break you with grace. He will, like, you are gracefully broken, and I was gracefully broken. And it never made me like, I'm like, God, you win. I have a hard head, and I know, and you know. So we just gonna sit me down for a second. So yeah, it's really important to know and understand your worth. Oh, I said that. Our emotions. Okay, that's something to. My next bullet point is being able to identify your emotions. It's very, very important to be able to identify your emotions, because this world is so emotional. Like, we live in our emotions so much. It's absolutely crazy to me. So we have to and then we don't know what we be feeling like. So we have to be able to identify them emotions. Whether, if you're angry, be able to say, oh, this is anger. And we don't know how to identify them because we never sit in them. When we feel something coming up that we don't like, we run to our coping mechanisms. So sometimes you have to sit in that anger so you know what it feels like. So when it comes, you can take the appropriate precautions to just calm down. Understanding when you're sad. No, this is sadness. This is the emotion that I'm feeling. Understand when you're angry. I already said anger. Understand when you're happy. This is happy. Understand when you're excited. Whatever emotion it is, learn to understand it. Because when you understand your emotions, then you can communicate better, and communication is key in a relationship. You cannot say you want to be in a relationship and you can't communicate. How can you be in a relationship if you can't even tell me how you feeling? Like, we are not married. I am not married. I don't want to read your mind. I want you to tell me exactly what you feeling. So if it's something I can do, then I can do it. But if it's something that you have to deal with on your own, then I'll know that too. So just being able to identify your emotions is very important. And then it says, God cannot bless us if we are not able to, if we are not available to open and to receive what he made just for you. Okay, that goes back to what I was saying. God, there is somebody for everybody. If you feel like there is nobody in the cards for you, I promise you that there is. But you cannot receive your blessing until you clear out everything else. And that is like your doubt. You have to have faith. As long as you have faith, you have everything. The faith of a mustard seed. God can move mountains. So when you have that faith, just a little faith that God, there is somebody out there for me. Know that you're worth it. Know that you're beautiful. Whether you're a man or a woman, you're beautiful. You are amazing. You are great, and you deserve love. And God have somebody for you. There is somebody for everybody. And so if you feel like there's nobody in the cards for you, there is. But you can't receive it if you're saying, I'm not worthy of love. There's nobody for me and stuff like that. What you say is what it's going to be. You have to speak words of you have to speak words of affirmation over you. Say things like, I am worthy, I am loved, I am love, I deserve happiness. My husband is right around the corner. Or my wife, she's right around the corner. I'm looking at her. No, I'm just playing. I feel like I really, in my heart, I feel like I already know who I'm supposed to be with. But so I may be off the table. I'm off the table, but and then I want to tell y'all too. God really, because he knows you. He knows you, and he knew that I would not sit down unless it was something like this. Like, I have to give her HSV-1 because I know that she's not going to go and sleep with nobody else except the man that I prepared for her, because I don't have the capacity to deal with ignorance. So like, if like, you know how people have their say so's about how they feel about you having this or that or whatever the case may be. I literally cannot deal with ignorance. So if you think I'm telling I'm not pursuing no man. I'm not talking to no man because I don't want to have to tell him that, except the man that I know God has made for me is going to be the only man that because I'm telling the world now, but I don't know y'all. Like, y'all don't know me. And if y'all do know me, do you really know me? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But the man that God has made for me is going to be the only man that I sit down and talk to about it and care about his opinion. But everybody else, well, not even care about his opinion, because I know it won't be nothing to hurt me, because God would have sent me somebody that he knew would hurt me, and I don't have time to try to figure out who's going to hurt me and who's going to say something to rub me the wrong way. Who's going to try to break me, because people are going to try to break you without even knowing. The devil will use anybody, because people don't know. So the devil will use anybody, and especially if you don't know nothing about it, he will use you. I don't need the devil trying to use nobody to try to break me, because I don't even play them devilish games. Anyways, understand that there is not a perfect person, but there is somebody perfect for you. Yes, understand that nobody is perfect. None of us is perfect. We all have our flaws and our shortcomings. I think I said this in the beginning. But just understanding that there is no perfect person. But for you, it's somebody perfect. You get what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down. That's all I'm saying. I digress. So once you understand that, it would be a lot easier. And my last bullet point that I'm going to touch on is how to love you and to be being able to teach somebody how to love you. So sometimes we get in relationships and we just expect people to just know how to treat us. Like, how do you not know to do this, and how do you not know to do that? Like I said, they're not married. What they probably had 10 other girlfriends before you, and everybody liked something different. Don't nobody know how to love you. You have to teach them. We all have different love languages. That's why you have to ask the important questions when you go on dates. Ask them, what is your love language? What do you like? What don't you like? What should I do? What shouldn't I do? That's why you have to know your triggers, because all that plays important parts. But you have to be willing to teach somebody how to love you correctly, because we don't know by the top of our heads. We are not mind readers, and sometimes we have these connections with people that are so deep that we do understand a little bit, but it's so much easier to not play mind games and just tell people how to love you, because it'd be too much going on for me, honestly. But okay, y'all. But yes, so I think that wraps up this video. Y'all done got me good this week and got some juicy stuff out. But hey, hopefully I helped somebody today. I love y'all. God love y'all. And yeah, that's about it. I'm about to find something to do. It's Friday night. Now I'm just playing. I'm finna probably get into bed. If y'all need some friends, hit me up, because I ain't got none. Well, but until next time, so long.